close your eyes for a second and think back to the year 2019. We were all sitting in crowded theaters watching the final moments of Avengers Endgame. We saw Tony Stark, the man who started it all, make the ultimate sacrifice. When he snapped his fingers, it wasn't just the end of Thanos. It was the end of an era. We all felt that he was gone for good. But then, Saturday night at San Diego Comic-Con happened. The lights in Hall H went out. A group of masked figures in green cloaks stepped onto the stage. The tension was so thick, you could cut it with a knife. One man stepped forward. He reached for his mask, and as he pulled it off, the entire world stopped breathing. Robert Downey Jr. was back, but the hero we loved was nowhere to be found. In his place stood the cold, metallic face of Victor Von Doom. I'm the Explainer, and today we aren't just reacting. We are spending the next 10 minutes decoding the darkest mystery in Marvel history. How did the savior of the MCU become its greatest threat? Let's dive deep.
Now, let's address the biggest question on everyone's mind. Is this Tony Stark, or is this someone else entirely? You see, the Marvel Multiverse isn't just about different versions of heroes. It's about infinite possibilities. We've already seen variants in the Loki series and Doctor Strange. We know that some variants look identical, but their souls can be worlds apart. Think about a universe where Tony Stark never had his change of heart in that cave. Imagine a Stark who saw the potential of his genius, but instead of building a suit to save people, he built a system to control them. In the comics, Tony has always been called a futurist, someone who sees the problems of the future and tries to fix them today. But there is a very thin line between a protector and a dictator. This Doctor Doom could be a Tony Stark who realized that the Avengers were too weak, that freedom was too dangerous, and that the only way to ensure peace was to rule the entire multiverse with an iron fist. This isn't just a variant. It's a warning of what happens when a hero loses his humanity.
But what if the answer isn't in the multiverse, but in the deep history of the comics? There is a classic what-if story from the year 1981 called Demon in an Armor. In this reality, Tony Stark and Victor Von Doom were college roommates, two geniuses, two massive egos competing for the same brilliance. But Victor, being a master of both science and the dark mystic arts, creates a machine that does the unthinkable. He swaps their minds. Suddenly, Victor Von Doom is in Tony Stark's body, living the life of a billionaire playboy and the head of Stark Industries. Meanwhile, the real Tony Stark is trapped in Victor's scarred body, exiled to a foreign land with no memory of his true identity. If Kevin Feige is using the storyline, then the man we saw at Comic-Con isn't Tony Stark at all. It's the soul of Victor Von Doom, wearing Tony Stark's face as a trophy. Imagine the emotional destruction. The Avengers think they are fighting a variant of their friend, but they are actually fighting a monster who has stolen his very life. It is the ultimate cosmic betrayal.
Beyond the science and beyond the multiverse, there is a human cost to this casting. And that cost is named Peter Parker. We all watched their relationship grow, from a young kid in Queens to a hero who fought Thanos in space. Tony Stark was the father Peter never had. Tony's death in Endgame broke Peter. It broke us. Now, imagine the scene in Avengers Doomsday. Spider-Man stands on the battlefield, exhausted, looking for hope. He sees a familiar face, the mentor he mourned, the man he loved. He runs toward him, tears in his eyes, calling out, "Mr. Stark?" But the man behind the mask doesn't smile back. He doesn't offer a hug. He offers destruction. To have Robert Downey Jr. play the villain means Peter Parker has to fight his own hero. It's not just a physical battle, it's psychological torture. Marvel isn't just giving us a villain, they are giving us a tragedy that will redefine the emotional core of the MCU forever.
But let's look at another dark possibility. What if this isn't a body swap? And what if it's not even a mystic variant? What if we are looking at the superior Iron Man? In the comics, specifically the Axis storyline, Tony Stark's personality was inverted. He became the worst version of himself. This Tony was arrogant, he was selfish, and he saw himself as a god among men. He created an extremist app that gave people perfect looks and health, but only for a price. He was a tyrant hiding behind a smile. Now, imagine that version of Tony Stark, but with the unlimited power of Latveria. If Robert Downey Jr. is playing a Tony who decided that the suit of armor around the world wasn't enough and that he needed to become the dictator of the multiverse, then we are in for something truly terrifying. This Stark wouldn't see himself as a villain. He would think he is the only one smart enough to save reality, and he will kill anyone who stands in his way. It's the ultimate god complex, and it fits the mask of Dr. Doom perfectly.
To understand the endgame, we have to look beyond a single movie. We have to look at Avengers: Secret Wars. In the original comics, the multiverse is destroyed by things called incursions, where two universes collide until nothing is left. When everything dies, Victor Von Doom is the only one who finds a way to save a few pieces of reality. He stitches them together to create a new planet called Battleworld. On this planet, Doom isn't just a king, he is God Emperor Doom. Imagine RDJ sitting on a throne made of the remains of our favorite universes. He creates the laws, he decides who lives, and he rules with absolute authority. By casting the man who built the MCU, Marvel is telling us that he is the only one who can rebuild it, but in his own twisted image. We aren't just talking about a villain fighting heroes anymore, we are talking about a total reset of reality. The stakes have never been higher, and the face of the savior is now the face of the absolute ruler.
But wait, if RDJ is playing Doom, what happens to Marvel's first family? You see, in every universe and every timeline, the heart of Dr. Doom's story is his rivalry with Reed Richards. It's a battle of the two smartest men in existence. Victor Von Doom doesn't just want to rule, he wants to prove he is better than Reed in every single way. Now, with the new Fantastic Four movie, imagine the dynamic. Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards looking at a man who has the face of Earth's greatest hero, but the soul of his oldest rival. Doom hates Reed because Reed is everything Victor could have been, and Victor is everything Reed is afraid of becoming. By bringing RDJ into this mix, Marvel is adding a layer of genius versus genius. It's not just about superpowers, it's about whose vision for the world is correct. Whether it's science or sorcery, this rivalry is going to be the backbone of the next two Avengers movies. The question is, can the Fantastic Four stop a man who knows all their secrets before he even meets them?
Now, let's talk about the mask itself. In the world of Dr. Doom, the mask isn't just armor, it is his identity. It hides the scars of his past and represents his absolute authority. Many fans are worried. If you hire Robert Downey Jr., will you hide his face behind metal for the whole movie? Well, that's the brilliance of this casting. RDJ is a master of physical acting. Even with a mask on, his voice, his posture, and his presence can command an entire room. Think about the early Iron Man movies. Some of the best scenes happened inside the helmet, focusing only on his eyes. Now take that intensity and turn it dark. Victor Von Doom is a man of royalty and sorcery. Every movement he makes has to feel like a king. Rumors from the set suggest that Marvel is going for a very practical look. Real metal, heavy cloaks, and a design that feels ancient yet futuristic. We are just getting a CGI villain. We are getting a Shakespearean performance from a man who knows exactly how to carry the weight of a cinematic universe on his shoulders.
So what does all of this mean for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Many people say that Marvel has been struggling lately, but the return of Robert Downey Jr. is more than just a comeback. It's a total reboot of their creative DNA. By making their greatest hero their greatest villain, Marvel is breaking the formula.
They are telling us that no one is safe and that anything can happen in the multiverse. This isn't just about 2 Avengers movies. This is about setting up the next 10 years. If Doom wins in Secret Wars, if he successfully recreates the universe, we could be looking at a soft reboot of the entire franchise. New actors for old characters, new timelines, and a fresh start for the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. RDJ isn't just playing a character. He is acting as the bridge between the old MCU that we loved and the new MCU that is about to be born. We are witnessing a historic moment in pop culture. The stakes have shifted from saving the world to deciding which world gets to exist. And at the center of it all is the man who started it all.
It's crazy to think that the same man who told us I am Iron Man is now gonna say I am Doom.
But that is the beauty of Marvel. It's a journey that never truly ends. We've talked about the multiverse, the body swap theories, the emotional trauma for Spider-Man, and the birth of Battleworld. But now, I want to hear from you. Is Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom the best move Marvel has ever made? Or is it a desperate play for nostalgia? Do you think he's a Stark variant, or is he the real Victor Von Doom? Drop your craziest theories in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and I'll be hearting the most interesting ones. If you enjoyed this 10-minute deep dive, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to The Explainer. We've got a lot more Marvel and cinematic breakdowns coming your way. Thank you for being part of this journey. My name is The Explainer, and I'll see you in the next amazing video.